In this video, I want to share a few acrylic painting tips that help me to create more realistic artwork. Tip number one, because acrylics aren't massively opaque and aren't very good at covering canvases, I recommend starting with a base colour. And that base colour can be a solid wash of colour, or it can be something simple like I've done here with that green to blue transition. This is going to make the painting look more solid and more complete and basically more professional, and it's also going to remove the white of that canvas and stop it from showing through in the finished painting. Tip number two is make sure you start your painting with a good understanding of what it is you want to create. And one of the best ways to do that for me is by starting with a detailed drawing. And that doesn't have to be done in pen, pencil, or charcoal, or anything like that. You can do that detailed drawing with paint, just like I'm doing here. Having a good design for your painting and having a good, strong initial drawing is going to make that painting so much better. It removes some of the guesswork about where your lights are going to be, where your shadows are going to be, and your overall composition of the painting. Tip number three is something that I only really see myself doing, and that is doing this white wash first. So by creating and using the white to create my initial underpainting, then I am giving myself a good chance to create bold and vibrant colours over the top of that white. It makes it very easy to add the colours over the top with some very simple thin washes and glazes that are going to allow the vibrancy of the paint to show through because you're painting on top of those lighter, whiter areas. Now, you might be asking, well, why not just do your drawing in pencil and then do your underpainting in like a black, leave the whites showing through over the bare canvas, and then you skip that first step. But if you leave the canvas bare and you do your drawing and then do your washes over the top of it, you're still potentially going to get some of that bare white canvas showing through. And here, doing it this way, all of the canvas is entirely covered with paint. Putting that entire solid block of colour down first and then bringing back those lights with the white paint create a much more solid looking finish to the painting. Tip number four is about adding detail with acrylics, and it's quite hard to do if you use thick paint straight from the tube. The details require very, very thin washes of paint, very, very thin glazes of paint. And I like to just use water to thin down my paint and make it almost like using watercolours. I'll then build up the layers of colour and detail as those layers of paint dry. That doesn't mean I only use thin paint in the painting. In some areas, especially the areas that I want to have some texture, like the highlights, for example, where I want them to physically catch the light, I will use slightly thicker, more opaque paint straight from the tube. And that actually brings me on to the next tip. Make sure that your brushstrokes have some variation in them. You don't want to create just a super smooth surface. You want to add some interest to your painting. And we can do that by adding variation with the thicknesses of the paint that we're using. So for my detailed areas, the areas of the subject, I use very thin washes of paint, as we've already seen. But for the background, I use much thicker paint, more impasto paint, and much bigger brushes. I keep it a little bit looser so that most of the detail is in the subject and the background is there to complement that subject. Also, another big thing is don't be scared to deviate from your reference photo. So here is the reference photo that I'm using, and obviously you can see I'm creating a very, very different background to that, because I think adding this background is going to make the painting more interesting than just copying the photo. If you need to, take other photos as reference for different parts of the painting. So you could use 5 or 6 different photographs to create one painting. You don't need to just copy from one photograph exactly. And in fact, you'll make better and more unique paintings if you create and combine photos to create your own compositions. There's one more really important tip to go, but first, if you'd like to see a little bit more about this painting and you'd like to learn how to create this painting, then I do have a full narrated version of this going through my colours and my thought process in real time over on my Studio Wildlife Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description. The final tip is probably actually one of the most important. It's not a technical skill, but it is something that I like to take forward through every painting that I do. And that is, if something doesn't work, or there is something that you don't like about the painting, no matter how big or small that problem might be, then fix it. Don't be scared to change what you've already done. Trust me, if you take the time to make the adjustments, even if you have to make those adjustments more than once, you might make a change. You might leave it and then decide, actually, I don't quite like that. If you take the time to then go, right, I'm going to try something else, trust me, you will make some of the best paintings you will ever do if you learn that it's okay to take risks and change things in your paintings. I've made a few extra little tweaks to this painting to make it my own, but here it is. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about how I blend and use acrylics, then check out this video here.